I'm not a system player. I am a system.
I am the system of this show. Yeah, Nutri-System.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
All right, Steiny and Guru joined by Mark Willard and Larry Krueger.
It's the guys.
It's the crossover. Hey, gentlemen.
What's up?
How we doing? Well, just getting excited for this tourney.
I tell you what.
Yeah, right.
I was just in the other room, and I wanted to take one more once-over on the rules, and how it all works, because I could not be more excited. Am I fooling anybody?
Yeah. No.
I wanted to read the rules again because I do feel like it's part of our job today to be able to share that with the audience, because I know that absolutely none of you listening, none of you,
we threw it out there,
could tell us what the hell is happening starting tonight.
We dared them all show.
Anybody?
One guy called Snotty. What'd you give him, about B-, C+?
About that.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody could go look it up.
Well, he said he was doing as much.
It's not that complicated.
Tuesdays and Fridays, the game.
It's like you know what? It's like a the World Cup where they have different groups.
Yeah.
And then somebody's going to emerge out of a group, and then they're going to go to Vegas.
Right.
It's
and a few teams will go basically into an extra. Is it 8-team tournament?
Yeah.
Right. 4 teams.
Wild cards.
Two couple wild cards. 2 teams from each conference. 6. Is it 6?
Oh, by the way,
4. 4 total.
We can quit being sarcastic. I did think it was funny though when you did ask Kerr yesterday. So I forget how it was phrased, but are you going to coach any differently? And you can tell all these guys have been schooled not to denigrate it.
Right.
There's no doubt.
So Steve's answer for anyone who didn't hear it, and I'll paraphrase, was kind of like, and you could tell when it was like the NBA injected quote had to be said, and then he came out of it, which was like, no, like this will be something different, be exciting. We want to win this thing.
But we haven't talked about it yet.
And no, I'm not changing the lineup one damn bit. Steph's not playing 40 minutes. So it's like, yeah.
Let's take a listen to it. It is pretty funny.
Okay.
Go ahead, Grandy, all you.
We want to win. I mean, there's something to play for. Our guys are the ultimate competitors, so we want to win this thing. We're going for it, but it doesn't mean I'm playing Steph 45 minutes. I'll tell you that. We've got a picture on it too.
Are there any changes at all, or is it just? I don't guess you want to win it, but you're coaching this as a regular game like you would any other.
We haven't even talked about it yet. We're flying to OKC today, and we'll have our coaches meeting, and it's something we're going to discuss. But my gut is we go in with the same rotation. We've got a good groove going right now. We've won 4 games in a row, and I don't foresee doing anything differently. But maybe the competitive juices will get going, and maybe I'll bring Steph and our vets back a little sooner. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Wow. They're going for it. They want it.
Fired up.
They debuted the new jerseys tonight.
It's going to be amazing.
The black ones.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, can't wait. Wait till you see what he's wearing tonight. He's going to break out a collared shirt. That's what he's going to
He's not playing tonight.
Man.
Well,
Exactly.
the thing that I learned, I think I learned it yesterday from you guys' show, is the courts are going to be different.
Yeah.
Like the actual hardwood courts are going to be
special colors.
Well, they're trying to.
It's not going to be the OKC normal floor. It's
what are you saying right now?
Because they're trying to make it. They know that it's the. When you have the same old thing, you got to change the packaging, right? Otherwise, it literally
Larry,
is the same old thing.
Same old issue. Where are we at? OKC. I want to see OKC on the floor.
No, you're going to see like the NCAA tournament. You know how? Which I thought was the worst thing they've ever done. Remember when the NCAA tournament now has universal floors, so you can't tell where they're playing.
Right.
Yeah, that's
I would just always love to try to figure it out.
But they're trying to they want everybody who tunes in to be like, this is different. This is different.
100%.
No doubt.
Yeah.
The floor is different because they want to send the message of tonight, Tonight is one of these nights.
Yeah.
But I mean, Tuesdays and Fridays. Like, what is this, open mic night in the NBA?
Dude, that's how it feels. Good call.
Totally. And so it is. It's 8 teams, but it's 4 from each conference because somehow, whatever, it's the top 3 and 1 wild card come out of each conference and go to a quarterfinal round. And then even the losers of that will play each other a little bit. And then there'll be a Final Four in Vegas in December.
When is it? Oh, it's in December.
Yeah. So this will be starting tonight. Friday games and Tuesday games.
There you go.
Will operate as the in-season tournament games, and I think every team gets to host 2 and plays 2 on the road.
I want to see Chet Holmgren tonight. That's what I want to see because Chet, to me, guys, looks so breakable. I love Chet, and I think Chet's going to be good, but Chet looks like catastrophic injury waiting to happen, man. He just.
What about Wemby?
Wemby has a little bit more thickness to him. Like, he looks like he might be. Chet looks like if anybody falls into his legs at any angle, he's just cooked.
Right.
Yeah. Wemby has a little of that, too, but
Did you see Wemby last night?
He should get bigger.
A quiet 38.
He should get bigger.
Dude, Lucas just sent me a picture of the court. Get the number 2 pencil. I'm erasing. I love the court, man.
Yeah,
blue.
It's blue with blue.
It's bright
wow.
blue.
Let's go.
It's like black. Is that black or
Yeah,
dark
it's
blue?
black.
Through the middle of the court?
it's black.
And then at the center, instead of just the
Look at
OKC
that.
logo,
I'm in, Larry.
it's a big graphic of
Lucas.
the trophy that you get.
Wow.
And I know how excited we all are about that.
I hate that this
Okay.
excites
Somebody's
me.
going to
After
get
I
a
was
trophy.
mad.
Okay?
Somebody in the league office said, well, wait a second, guys. How are we going to make this look any different?
$500K winner.
What are we going to do? None of the fans don't care about the money, and nobody really cares. It's in season. What are we going to do? We got to make the court look dramatically different.
Crazy. Wow.
So you're going to see wild courts.
Can we back up for a second? What is the league trying to achieve here?
Okay, let me read this.
For
let me read
real.
this
It's
text to you.
embarrassing to me.
Let me read this text to you because I soccer guy here. It's from the Comcast.
Yeah.
Mid-season tournaments are part and parcel to the game of soccer.
Yep.
The traditional American sports fan might start as a curmudgeon, but after a few years, they'll get with the program. People are going to love it, albeit probably a few years from now. Maybe if there is something tangible to gain from it.
I'm going to push back on that with the idea that maybe I'll be wrong someday. Maybe I'll be proven incorrect, but I don't put a basketball game and a soccer match on par with one another with regard to those respective fan bases. A soccer match is more special than an NBA game. So if you're talking about whether it's in-season tournaments, international friendlies, the things where there's a special matchup and something different that is provided by those one-offs, if you will, as opposed to this, which isn't even that. This isn't a one-off. This is a one-in. This is something we were already doing anyway, and you painted the court.
No, I heard Adam Silver do an interview on this a month ago. He basically said, hey, we just want more juicy matchups and this and that, but that's the same matchups as you said. So really, I think what they've looked at is there's this common wisdom around the country that opening night is not really now. Opening night is Christmas. And that they look at their ratings and probably see that there's a lot more engagement from Christmas on than there is between opening night and Christmas. And so they're juicing this part of the schedule up.
Steiny said this. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, now you also know why. Why do you think they chose Fridays and Tuesdays? Give everybody one guess.
Well, no football.
Thank you.
No football,
It's 2 nights. So if this is all just a ratings play, and you're trying to create some faux urgency
Buzz,
to the games, I would argue that this is not going to do that. Like, if you're a Warrior fan, are you?
I'm watching anyway.
Of course you are, right? We are, but like, are you like, oh, I was going to go out tonight, but in-season tournament.
I saw that LL Cool J hype video, and I'm
I
hyped.
missed it. Cool J.
We'll play
Mom's
it.
going to knock you out.
So let me ask you a question. This court that Lucas.
Oh my gosh.
So is that court only going to be in Oklahoma City?
No, Miami has its own version of Crazy Court.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
everybody
team,
has its own.
Chase Center will too.
That's
So
incredible.
there's going to be 32.
Right.
Somebody made 32.
Yes, sir. I would imagine.
And they're going
courts.
to be very, very colorful and discussion worthy.
Yeah.
Right.
And Steiny brought this up
You
because
think the NBA has some money?
No, the regular season in the NBA, and I've been in denial, is dying.
Unbelievable.
It is dying, and the players don't play. And that's why Adam Silver said, like the FBI, we're going to crack down and make players play. Well, early on through 5 games, I feel like players are making a mockery of sitting out of the games. So it's almost like, Adam, you already look like a joke. But to me, Steiny said this, and I hate that it coincides with last year. Where did the Miami Heat, who got to the finals, where did they end the regular season? Where did the Lakers? They were both playing. It's almost like we can half-ass, and then if we feel like we're a good team, Larry, we can get hot when it matters, get in, beat the other teams. And I hate that guys like Steiny can point to last year, and I'm like, well, maybe that was just fluke. But right now, the regular season is not cared about, not by the fans and the ratings, but even the players, because they treat it like it's nothing.
Well, the biggest problem they have is the biggest voice for basketball is Charles Barkley, and he's bashing players for what they make and how little they play. I mean, he's literally openly just saying, you know what, these guys are making $30 to $50 million to play twice a week.
But doesn't he have a point?
He's bashing them.
But doesn't he have a point, Larry?
No, I'm not saying I disagree.
Okay.
I agree with him, basically, but he's such an independent voice, so powerful, so independent that he's speaking his mind, and it's the truth. And people are sitting there going, well, why should I care then?
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, you're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app, Twitch, and YouTube, powered by First NorCal Credit Union.
I would argue that the second that the NBA has to make moves like this, you're already in a bad spot.
And boy,
it's not whether the players play or not, but when you start making moves and doing new things, whether it's that rule about, right, if you've been an all-star,
what is that?
You can't sit more than 2 or 3 of them in any given game. You got the in-season tournament. When you start doing that, you are now amplifying the message to your fans that we have got to twist the arms of our players to play. And that right there, forget whether they actually play or not. You're amplifying that we have to pull teeth in order to get you to come to work and actually work. Think about, and I know these are way too easy when we do this and we compare sports to our jobs, but think about that, all of us at our job or any of your jobs, anybody who's listening right now. Think about that at your job, what it does for morale, what it does for your customer base if you have to twist your employees' arms
almost
to come do your job.
And look at it. I mean, what's the most popular sport in America? The NFL. Yeah. There's no, hey, you know what? Brock Purdy's healthy, but he's sitting this one out. It's Sam Darnold now.
You can't keep him off the field.
Yep. There's a culture that exists in the NFL that even though it's, exponentially more violent, that if you can get out there, you do.
Oh, man.
And there are players in the sports where there is load management who bust the stupid narratives. Did you see the thing on Marcus Simeon with the Rangers?
No.
They played 187 games this year. Do you know how many he played in?
All of them.
187 games.
Now, damn.
It's a Bay Area kid.
Yeah. He's had him.
The Kevon Looney of Major League Baseball. And he produced, and they won a championship.
And he didn't get hurt.
And everybody else who said, well, you can't, age, analytics, this, that, the other, our bodies. Well, what about that guy?
Wow.
Give me that guy.
Yeah.
Every single day of the week. Give me that guy on my team.
Yeah. And you got the ticket prices going up. So the fans are sitting there going, wait a second. And you got, to me, the two conflicting concepts are dynamic pricing and then load management. You can't have dynamic pricing and charge people a premium to see the best players and then have load management and they can take those games off even when they're not hurt. It's a bad combination.
By the way, I'm sitting here to the YouTube audience.
What you got?
If you want to hop on YouTube, I got a diagram of what the Warrior Court is going to look like.
They already have it out.
Yeah, that's the Warrior Court.
Wow, boy.
Right here. That's the Warrior Court. The main color will be brown. The main color, you'd think it'd be blue. The main color is going to be brown.
That bothered me
with a big gold stripe. The gold, like this is going to be the thing. Every team picks its base
Is it brown
color.
or it looks muted gold?
No,
almost.
it's brown.
Like for Indiana.
The main color of the court will be brown with a big gold strip from hoop to hoop, and then that sought-after trophy that's going to be at center court. So to our YouTube audience, I'll hold that right up to the camera so you can see what the Warrior court will look like. And by the way, just in my random sample of seeing some of these around the league, this is about as muted as they come.
Like Miami's going to look like a hot dog with mustard and ketchup on it.
What color is usually the hardwood?
Blue and gold.
No, like the hardwood. The wood is kind of brown. And the Warriors are like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make it brown.
I didn't come on, man.
Okay. Yeah, but that's the Warriors
Boise
court.
State. Yeah,
exactly.
You can't add more teams to the playoff picture but expect the regular season to mean more.
Right.
It's the most incongruous pair of thoughts, but that's what they're trying. Like, I look at last year.
16 teams make the playoffs in the NBA.
Somebody said last year, well, Steiny, the Nuggets didn't load. Okay. Well, look at where the Nuggets were. They got hurt the year before. They kind of came out with something to prove. They won it. 2 years ago, the Warriors got beat by
Memphis.
They got beat by Memphis or whatever. They had something to prove. Started 18-2. They went through that year like they went through that year. But last year, the Warriors, like, the difference between winning 42 and 48 for them means nothing. They would much rather get there healthy at 6 than be banged up at 2.
Right.
Well, to me, that's what the NBA needs to work on.
Exactly.
You can create a play-in tournament. Well, you incentivize the top seeds the same way the NFL has. There has to be more of an award for winning the regular season. We're sitting here talking about incentivizing the regular season. To me, it's rather obvious. Then incentivize the regular season.
Well, it's like the NBA season's literally a marathon where the winner is the person who runs the fastest 26th mile. You're going to run 25 miles, but then whoever runs that 26th mile the fastest, that's the champion.
Yeah,
then wouldn't you host?
Whether people
the first 25?
Every time this comes up in sports, I chuckle, which is the idea of less games or fewer teams making the playoffs. It's flat, never going to happen. Owners will not do it. So we're not turning around. We're not going the other way. Just forget that argument. So it's not going to be fewer teams make the playoffs. Fine. Then make the 1 seed get this, and the 2 seed gets this, and the 3 seed. You've got to make that worth something.
Exactly
We're sitting here in week 5 and 6 of the NFL season freaking out about the Eagles. Why? Because the 1 seed is an award. That's what the NBA needs to do, man. Because the 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed, 4 seed's all same crap.
And I don't understand.
They don't care.
I don't understand why the NBA felt the need to be symmetrical with 4 7-game series.
Right.
No other sport does that.
You know when they changed it.
They used to have buys.
They changed it from 5 to 7 when Sacramento. It was the year Shaq took the year off and had the surgery on the toe late.
Weber.
And it was going to be Sacramento and the Lakers in the first round. It was going to be 5. They didn't want 5. They wanted 7. It was a marquee deal. And then all of a sudden it's like they changed it, if you remember, in season.
Yep.
They didn't change it in the offseason. They changed it from 5 to 7 in the middle of the season.
Like, we get that money.
And they just stayed with it. But why not 5 in the first round?
I don't know why. Okay, best record in each conference, they get a bye in the first round.
What?
What's wrong with that? That's what happens in football.
And what about this? Like this, and again, spitballing here, but Major League Baseball made it such that now you have playoff teams that don't get a home game in that first round
series. Which I can't
series.
stand.
Okay, but what if that was some sort of an award for the teams that make 1 through 4? And I know people would go, well, now the owners of the other team don't get any home dates. Well, set up a revenue share then. Well, what if? And maybe the NBA won't like it because it'll lead to fewer games because the better team will just sweep through if all their games are at home. But there's all kinds of ideas that will present something that's there to go get. in the regular season. To me, that's the fix.
I think the fix is this. You give the top teams, whether top 2, let's say, you give them a first-round bye, and then you get rid of this 8-1 matchup that you have and have – because the one thing they like about the NCAA tournament is the winner go home. And, you win, you move on, you lose, you go home. Create that the same way baseball had the one-game wild card. For the bot, if you're an 8 seed, you don't get a 7-game series. Well, you get a one-and-done situation.
I love it. And in fact,
think about how exciting those games would be.
I would argue, if you go back to the way the playoffs look now, the most memorable games that we watched where your favorite team is not involved are the play-in tournament games.
Right.
Because of that. Because you automatically are getting either
do or die.
We're going to lose, we go home, or if we lose, now we're down to a lose or go home. Like there's urgency there. So I would actually be in favor of an expansion of the play-in tournament, not meaning more teams, but make 6, but 5 and 4 and 3, make them play the winners of the play-in and expand something like that to where the whole thing is a staircase leading to the top 2 seeds.
If you did this too, by the way, this would solve your other problem of guys not playing, because now Steiny just said it a couple minutes ago. If you're a Warrior fan, you'd rather get to the playoffs healthy than care about your seed.
Of course.
In this situation, let's say you gave the top 2 teams in each conference a straight first round bye, and you made the bottom seeds actually play a 1-game deal, then suddenly seeding kind of matters, and now you wouldn't have as many guys taking nights off because it's like, hey, we don't want to be a 7 seed.
Man. I mean, the irony is that there's urgency to the play-in games, but the play-in concept has made the regular season less urgent because
Get it done there.
If we get it, look, the Lakers were 7. They were a play-in team.
Yep.
They're they lose 2, get it done. So, if you're LeBron James, you're saying, we'll take our chances.
Well,
we'll take our chances with a game or 2.
It's interesting, though, because wouldn't you also argue the Warriors and the Lakers, they made noise, but they also crapped out. And they ran out of gas. So this idea that
Lakers got to Western Conference Finals.
And then crapped out. I understand that they made noise, but the Lakers looked tired in Denver. The Warriors looked tired in L.A. Like the effort, I don't know if I buy what.
Well, but if
I don't know if I buy that it's actually doable.
But if the Lakers, let's say, were healthy last year and they were 3rd seed and ended up against Denver, I don't think they're beating Denver anyway.
Maybe not. Maybe not. And maybe the Warriors aren't beating the Lakers. I don't know.
I hear you. But I just think, especially with veteran play, like the Warriors, they're just 4 or 5. That'll be fine. As long as we are healthy.
Well, and the play-in tournament has now created a week off for everybody who's not in it. So if that, you could tell, by the way, that was an incentive the last week and a half of the season last year.
Right.
Avoid the play-in tournament. That was a major incentive.
You want those 4 or 5 days off. Yeah. Absolutely.
Problem with that is the teams who went against them were like, whatever.
Well, not Major League
played
Baseball.
all their babies.
We saw all the guys that get the rest lose. And we were blaming it on they were rusty.
All right, gents.
All right, we'll be
It's that time. Have a great weekend, everybody. Willard and Krueger on the other side.